What is going on, guys? It's Jake here, and today we are going to be modding this Game Boy right here. I've got a face cam set up, and the top down camera is hopefully going to work the whole time. It's nothing special. I have a crappy capture card that worked way better than the Elgato that I got, but I've got the the V2 kit, I think it is, for the Game Boy Color. It's got the laminated screen, and it also has the light up logo on it. But we will save this all for later. Who made me put the Steelers rag up? Scott. I am a big Steelers fan, so I made myself put that up. Oh yeah, let's get the music going. I forgot about that. Just some lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to. Yes, Scott, I am a big Steelers fan, and I'm very disappointed with how they played yesterday. But let's not talk about that. I'm gonna put my hat backwards here, just because I don't want to get my bill in the way. Stockholm syndrome. Okay. I think having my camera for the top down at an angle is kind of nice because the screwdriver nor my hand should really be in the way. How's everybody doing today? Ooh, Veronica, if you swear in the chat, you do not get your chats up on screen or in the chat at all. Only I can see them. It's family friendly over here. Plus, I don't want that crap on my in my chat. Yeah, you still can't do it. No, I see you trying to copy and paste what you said in there. Screen mod is cool. I'll be buying it in the future because it's also expensive. Yeah, it is pretty expensive. I don't know if the light up logo is really worth it because it does take more battery. Not a ton, I'd imagine, but I don't know. It's not like it's cool, but I'm kind of doing this mod specifically because I know people will like it and people will want to buy it, and that's the goal here, is to sell. My day is going well, Arnold. How about you? I woke up at well, I set my alarm for 10. I wake up really late, I know. And I slept through my alarm and woke up at about 10:45. Is that it? But I was able to still get ready for the stream in time, just barely, but the day's been going good. And you haven't seen a football game in 10 years? Well, I would say you're missing out. I love football, but I know not everybody does. I'm a huge fantasy football person, and I actually just destroyed my opponent this week by like around 90 points, which in my league is an insane amount. But we are fully into this Game Boy, and I have taken this Game Boy apart very briefly because it had some corrosion, and I wanted to hit it with some CLR before the stream, just because I didn't I didn't want to have to interrupt the stream to come back, and I don't know. The CLR kind of takes a couple minutes, and I don't really want to put CLR on my desk because this is my computer desk. I feel like I should probably zoom in a little bit more just so my computer screen isn't showing, in case there's any sensitive information, you know. Hello, William Tube. And I'm glad your day is going good, Arnold. This is an IPS display mod that we're doing today. We are just going to go ahead and start cleaning this bad boy up. I think the Q5 is, I think Funny Playing is the brand, and Q5 is just the model number. I don't know. They're all pretty confusing. I just buy whatever looks the best to me and whatever people are typically modding at the time. And right now, it's definitely this kit. This guy is very dirty. If you guys are in here right now, while this is live, and you have to go or do something else, obviously that sucks, but this stream will go up as a video later on. I think it takes like a couple hours after I'm done streaming, but it will be up as a video, and that's kind of my goal with these streams, is to just be able to do Mod Mondays still without having to edit twice a week, because I hate editing. A lot of YouTubers do. And I hope it's more entertaining doing it live and being able to chat with me, because I only get to chat with the people who comment or the people who are subscribed to my Patreon. And if you would like to do that, it's up to you. It's not required, but support on Patreon is huge. And I'll shout out Lou the Lunatic and, of course, the one and only Scott. Those are my two patrons right now. I think someone's a YouTube member right now, and I don't do anything with the YouTube memberships. I greatly appreciate your contribution, but if you actually want benefits, I recommend going to Patreon instead. I don't know. I should probably look into YouTube members, because if it is better, I wouldn't mind switching to it, just because it's easier. You don't have to leave YouTube to become a member. But I don't know. I'll look into it and see. But this is all cleaned up. I forgot I have the top-down camera, so I don't have to put it in the webcam. But this is all cleaned up. Actually, I'll get the buttons a little bit more. Sometimes you just gotta go over it with the paper towel and dig in a little bit to get those contacts really clean. We're also going to get the membranes, because I don't think I got any membranes for this one. I feel like I did. If I did, I'll have to replace them at a later time, but I don't think you'll be missing that much. These membranes are disgusting. How's everybody doing, chat? We got 10 people in here. That's better than I thought. I didn't really know what to expect going into the stream, but it's fun. I'm glad people are talking to me in the chat, so I don't feel like I'm just talking to the screen. But if you guys have any questions about the build or just questions you want to ask me, feel free to leave them in the chat. I love answering questions. Is that supposed to make me feel better, Scott, that you have 7 bots that are just in the stream? You telling me there's less people than I actually think, huh? Gosh, there's just a lot of dirt in this thing. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's just dirt all in those cracks. It's gross, man. I'm glad to hear that your bots are huge fans. If you ever have a bad button or anything that's just like your button isn't pressing like it used to, that sounds wrong, but just take a paper towel and some isopropyl alcohol and wipe the black parts, and a lot of black will come off onto the paper towel, and I just keep spraying it and wiping it until the black stops rubbing off, and that usually will help your button press. It's not always the actual motherboard, sometimes it's literally just these rubber pieces. I dropped my paper towel. Have you almost broke your parents' cassette? Any tips on broken membranes? Buy a new one. If you have a ripped or torn membrane, just buy a new one. I know it's not what you wanted to hear. I tear them all the time. You definitely have to be careful with them. But I've probably broken like 50 this year because I go through a lot of Game Boys, and I finally learned how rough I can be with them. But yeah, just try and be gentle, and try to, like, when you're holding it and wiping it, just cleaning it, try to make sure there's nothing loose. You have everything in a good grip, and it won't tear. Thank you. My lovely sister in the chat is pretending to pay attention. Thank you. I appreciate it, Samantha. Okay. Let's get a nice clean paper towel here. I don't know if you're still at work or not, Samantha, but hi, Opal, if you're not asleep. Opal's my niece, if you guys did not know. So I don't know if I've mentioned anything about my niece on YouTube. So, by the way, when I changed cartridge shield in GBA, the screen was acting weirdly. I have no idea why the cartridge shield would make your screen act up. If you're using a modded screen, it could be because it could be because, like, a short. I don't know. But I'd assume that there should be nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I cannot help on that one. Which membranes would I recommend? I typically buy from Retro Game Repair Shop. But really any place works. They're all the same, really. I mean, if you can, I would always say the originals and just clean them up. But it is definitely a lot easier to just get new ones. That way you don't have to buy a bunch of Game Boys to get more stock in the rubber pads. But I have, since I've gone through so many Game Boys, I have a ton of membranes sitting in a drawer. And that is very helpful for projects like this. If I need one, I have one. So I believe this just slides in like so. It has been, I've only done 3 of these so far, but I believe that is that. Oh, I didn't grab Kapton tape. Ooh, that sucks. And I also didn't, nice. Should have put this sticker on the back of the screen, but I did not. That's alright. Okay, so if I wonder if I can magically slide this under. No, I cannot. Okay. We're just going to put it on over the top. And we're not going to tell nobody, alright? It's our little secret. I would love your tape right now, Scott. I really don't think this will affect that whatsoever. So, we're going to do it like that, and it'll be our little secret to the 16,000 people who are subscribed. Even we only have 14 people in here, but I'm pretty happy with that number. Okay. Should get out the rest of the soldering stuff, which is 3 wires and this little touch sensor. Not gonna wait for that to focus. Okay, so get out my solder here. Oh, if you guys have seen the latest video where I made the nibble from Circuit Mess, I do have confirmation that their solder is lead free. So it's really solid solder, but it does still stink, and I'm in my room with not much ventilation, so I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to use this stuff. This is my go-to solder. If it'll focus. Maybe not. See, this is why I don't want to wait for it to focus. I can't block the background enough, but it is just normal rosin core solder. It is lead free and it does not smell, so that's why I like it. But I also got it for like $5 at Home Depot. One bottle, yeah, sure, this is a bottle. One thing of this is it lasted me over a year. Like I bought one when I started soldering, and it just ran out during that nibble video. Blurry Solder is a great brand, Scott. It is the only brand. Okay, let's turn the soldering iron on and not burn ourselves. I definitely have never put the soldering iron to my hand while it was at 350 degrees Celsius. Never done that before. Okay. Also, people will say to not put solder on the tip and then on the pad. I know it's probably not the best habit, but I do it because it's easier sometimes. But am I the only one who forgets the orientation of start and select sometimes? Like which one's on the left and which one's on the right? Because I definitely have that problem sometimes. This is a very thin wire. Okay. I hope that that is in the right. Ah, I guessed it right. Okay. Cool. Actually, I'm gonna wait, because we've got 2 more things to solder on the back here. That's a good way to remember it, Scott. Makes me feel a little dumb, but it's a good way to remember it. Yeah, I do use my right thumb for start. Okay. Now, this touch sensor, I believe, is just for the brightness. There we go. And then this wire is to get power to the screen. And I'm gonna apologize now because I guess I can turn this around. Because I did this in a terrible order. This might be a little hard for you to see, but it's also a little hard for me to do. There we go. Everything is soldered to the ribbon cable. So we can flip this back over. And we can put this like so. And actually, we'll do this first. So, select is P12 here. I guess I'll just teach as I go. I'm gonna put a little flux there. I love flux. It is beautiful. But P12 and P13 are the... I just dropped all of my solder equipment. Nice. Well, everything that was left in that container. Okay. There, I did it the proper way. You happy? The 2 of you that actually cared about me doing it properly. Okay. Now, should be able to just put this up, make sure it's select, and it is. I literally just thought of it when you asked, so yeah. You are 3 seconds smarter than me, and you've earned it every step of the way, Scott. Every step of the way. The one step of the way. Okay. I always forget to do this too, but we'll just route it around. When you do these, you want to make sure you solder the wires like away from the outlines of the silicone, because once you let go, it's going to naturally drift over there, and you don't want it underneath the silicone because it could mess with your button presses. I'm going to turn this off for a second. Make sure it's not going to burn anything down, and we're going to clean up the flux that we left behind, because this is not a no clean, or you gotta clean the solder. I think, or flux. I think there's a flux that you don't have to clean, but I don't have it. Sounds expensive. Okay. We do have brand new buttons though, because this is in all clear red and black. So I'm gonna put in the A button that I definitely remembered was on the outside. I don't know. That's one of the things I struggle with still, is like the orientation of the buttons and things like that. Especially when I'm playing like the Switch. Oh my gosh, like why does Nintendo have to be different from everyone else? Like, just the A and B and X and Y are swapped from Xbox, right? But at least Xbox and PlayStation are like, the buttons do the same thing in the same spot. So it's easier for me to know, like, if someone says Y or triangle, I know I'm always going to go to the top. But if someone said Y when I'm playing on the Switch, I'm going to go to the top, and that's going to be wrong because that's X. Really annoying. And if you say triangle when I'm playing Switch, I'm still going to go to the top, because that's where triangle is. It's just a little annoying. I can do that later. Okay. Putting on the membranes. And the music stopped. Okay. It came back. Yeah, it's... I just wish that there was a standard, you know? Like, I don't care what you name your buttons, as long as they're all, like... I think the position of where they're at on the controller is the most important. See, I feel like I need to have some Kapton tape, but I don't have any. I'm gonna go run and grab some real quick, and I mean run, and I'll probably rile up my dog because I don't want anyone to leave the stream. So hold tight.
Oh yeah.
Scott, I
Where
heard
did you
that
learn
at
the
the
step by
last
step for
second.
this mod?
Where did I learn the step-by-step for this mod? I learned this... I'll sit back down for a second, because I am very happy that I got my first ever donation from Mr. Scott Cordick. And I learned the step-by-step for this from... I think it's on Retro Game Repair Shop, which I should actually look it up because I don't know. I know I have to solder the last wire to the power switch, but I don't know. I don't know where on the power switch. I believe it's the C, but oh, that's that's the super chat noise, Scott. It's not my voice. It's just like an automated. What is it? It's something that's built into Streamlabs, which is the service I use to stream. But funny playing Q5 V2. Okay. Well, okay. Don't get me wrong. I love Mako, but Retro Game Repair Shop just puts up Mako's videos for tutorials, and as good as they are, when I just need to know where to solder to on the power switch, it is really annoying having to scrub through an hour and 20 minutes of a stream. Or not a stream. He just doesn't record he doesn't edit his videos, really. Well, no hate to that, because I'm obviously streaming right now. And I should have been prepared. But okay. Wow, I apologize for taking so long here. But I think I found it. He's got it. I cannot tell, but it looks like it's on C. I don't know. We'll know when the backlight just does not turn off. But I will be right back. I'm going to grab some Kapton tape. Okay. Got the Kapton tape. I did run. I don't have a mic on me. The mic is right here, so you did not ruin the flow. I had to look that up anyways. You just reminded me to do it. And I will take $5 to ruin the flow. Okay. But all we're going to do with this is put this over the top of all these. Just so it doesn't touch anything important on the motherboard, because I've had a lot of troubles with shorts on this board, or on this with this kit. That's another reason why I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy them in the future, but they're all the rage right now. So I feel like if I don't buy them, people won't buy the Game Boys. So I don't know. It's kind of like Rips V3 is like the kit that people use for the DMG, and like everybody uses the V2 kit for the GBA. Like it's the kit. So I feel like it would not be the best if I didn't go with this kit in the future. I don't know. Oh, that's another thing I totally forgot about. Oh, awesome. So, we actually get to go run again and grab our flush cutters, because we need flush cutters to chop down all these pins. So this is going to be fun. I'll be right back. Nugget, come on. My dog has to follow me everywhere, which is fine. But if I would have ran out of the room and did not take her with me, she would not have liked that. But what we're going to do here is just snip off every single one of these pins. And all that is for is to make sure we don't short the board. Thank you. Nugget is very cute. She is a good girl. When you do, if any of you do like doing this mod kit, or want to do it in the future, make sure when you snip these off that you're covering it with your hand or you're wearing glasses, because they will fly and they are sharp and fast. Okay, there's only about like 50 million pins on this thing. And I just realized I'm totally covering the pins as I'm snipping them. I apologize. Like, I know I just said you have to, but like, I'm covering it from an angle that is blocking the camera, so you don't get to see any of this action. Okay. And then we're going to take our canned air and grab our phone out of our pocket before it falls to the ground. Sorry if you just heard my phone connect to my computer. Also, I apologize if that's loud. But there we go. Currently desoldering some capacitors from something called a lawsuit guitar app that I just learned is a thing that exists today. My flush cutters are also about to attack me with flying metal. Yeah, it happens. Not much you can do. But now that everything is nice and flush, we can go ahead and put more Kapton tape over it. Okay. And that little piece I cut earlier is for nothing, because I will actually hold these wires down here. Okay. And I know it's a little over the outline of the membrane. Thank you for the subscription. That is also another noise. There's noises for all the things you do on stream. If you become a member, there's a special noise. If you subscribe, there's a special noise. If you donate, there's a special noise. And that one kind of scared me, I'm not gonna lie. Because I just totally forgot that happens. Okay, and we are now putting everything back in, and we are also going to screw the motherboard down. Ooh. I decided to... That works. Okay. There was... One of the wires was over the screw post, and I'm glad I saw that, because if I would have screwed this in, that would have ruined the wire. But, once again, trying not to block the camera. But, you know, it's just putting in screws. If you really want to... Oh, my webcam's also blocking that. Huh. Would you look at that? But, it's just screws. They're not that special. Okay, to those of you who are in here right now, what would you guys think about me doing this for not every single Mod Monday? Because I wouldn't want to stream like every week, but most weeks. What would you think about doing this as a live stream? Would you rather have recorded shorter videos? Because no matter what, these are going to be left up after the fact as videos, but they would just be easier on me to do them as live streams, so I don't have to edit them. But if you guys don't want that, then I won't make you sit through it. Any Halloween costume ideas to promote your business on Insta in October? Life-size Fuzzy Boy. Oh, I regretted that as soon as I typed. So you'll send it. Yeah, I don't know if people are gonna be saddened by this. No, I'm not making an Among Us Game Boy, Mikey. If you weren't my friend, I would ban you for that kind of talk. But now my mom's gonna ask me later, what does that mean? And it's just a stupid game that is very trendy, but it's a lot of fun. I like that you like the lives, Michu, but what I was going to say before Mikey said that stupid thing was I'm not really a Halloween kind of guy. I like candy, but I'm not really the type to dress up. And yeah, I keep forgetting that the solder broke off. I'll use that. I don't recommend the Bluetooth. Hello, Shelly. My aunt is in the chat now, asking for my mom what Among Us is, but I'm assuming that's what she's asking. What is it? But I'll answer the first chat first. The Bluetooth mod I don't recommend because it is it was really buggy for me, and it just would not stop connecting to my soundbar, and I didn't really want Tetris music blasting every time I turned on my Game Boy. So I took it out immediately following the video, and yeah, that's really it. It kind of sucked. But it was a cool video, cool experiment, and the audio sounds great when it comes out of speakers from this century. So I am very wise, Shelly. I'm gonna quote you on that for the rest of time. But Mikey, no, you cannot, and the door is locked. So good luck getting in if you try. Mikey is my real life friend, for those of you who are not aware. But Shelly, Among Us is a video game that is actually a lot of fun, but it is super trendy, and it's to the point of like Fortnite, where just like the mention of the name will make people roll their eyes. But it is a fun game that a lot, and I mean a lot of people play. I guess not as much now, but it's talked about a lot. DJ Ames, do you get your... I just realized who DJ Ames is. unless I'm not correct on this one. Pretty sure that's my father. Especially because the comment giving it away. But Mikey, I have more of a life than you because I have work to do. I was gonna say a job, but is it a job if you employ yourself? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. I think... Oh, yeah. Over here, we've got this, which is double-sided tape. And it's just the inside of the, like, sticky tape that you put on the outside of the screen lens. But, like, this is the inside part you push through, and I don't know why they do that, because it's just a giant waste, but I keep them, some of them, for moments like this. And so you're not going to be fuzzy Among Us GBC for Halloween. No, I'm not, God. Thank you, Mikey, for making this an Among Us stream now. Mikey, look up Pokemon 591, I think. Or everybody can look that up. If I'm wrong on the number, it's going to make no sense. But it's kind of an inside joke from one of my favorite creators. Okay. Oh, yeah, there should be a bag of screws. There it is. Okay. We're in the home stretch here. I guess I'll just keep... Kind of already used the old screws in this. Typically, I use the screws that come with the kit, or the shell, but this time I did not, because I totally forgot. Sometimes the original screws can actually hurt the shell, because they're not meant for it. Did I do this backwards? I might have done this upside down. Doesn't matter, it's fitting right now. Yeah, 591, Mikey. These are tri-wing screws, so I will use them. But what we're gonna do to start is just gonna test out. Oh, it does come with new battery contacts. Sick. Does not come with a new back sticker though. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's kind of hilarious the first time you have it automatically connect to Bluetooth and it's not in your control whatsoever. Because I just... My TV was loud. No, I don't need anything from Fred Meyer's, Mikey. I'm good. but I just had Tetris music blasting when I first turned on the Bluetooth Game Boy, and it genuinely hurt my ears. And what you see in the video is that very first moment, and yeah, that's all genuine reaction to it. But hopefully nothing goes wrong here. Can you see my dog just lounging on the floor? At least her head is on the soft part. Her bed is right next to her. She is lying next to her bed, not on it. Boom. There we go. And the volume was down. I'm also wearing noise-canceling headphones. Sound works. And it's already on the red color, but I will show you guys how to go through the different colors. But all the buttons are working. This kit, or this logo is made. I made the logo, but Natalie the Nerd made the logo into, I believe it's 4-bit or 8-bit. I don't know. Made it work on a Game Boy, an original Game Boy cart, and it's a test cart. It's super cool. I love it. Shout out to Natalie. It does look sick. Thank you, Scott. And yeah, we always laugh because she always lays in the most uncomfortable positions. I don't understand it, but she's a cute dog, so. Why it's called Game Boy, why isn't called Game Boy Girl? I don't know why it's not called Game Boy Girl. I feel like that would not flow as well, but I think Nintendo should make the Game Girl if they ever do the Game Boy Classic. They should make it just the Game Girl. It's 2021, right? I'm being a little sarcastic, but it's just jokes. Thank you, Dad. If you're not my dad, then that would be even more funny. But I don't want to say why I think it's my dad because I don't want to give away personal information. But yeah, it should just be genderless. It should just be game. It is Nintendo game. Oh, I just put in the wrong screw and now I can't get it out. But it's all point and laugh at my mistake here. Right there. This is really hard. There's a delay on the screen. There we go. Right there. I put the Phillips screw in there. That is not supposed to go in there. There we go. But what I was going to say, it should just be called the Nintendo game because that's what all the moms in the 90s called it anyways. They just called it your Nintendo. Get off your Nintendo. I don't know, I was 0 in 99, so I'm barely made in the 90s. Speaking of which, there might be some merch related to being born in the 90s coming soon. And by coming soon, I mean the product sample. I've gotten one product sample. Second product sample is out for delivery right now. I'm very excited. But we have got ourselves a working Game Boy Color. And let's see if there's a different red. So to get to here to change the color, you press and hold start and select, and then I believe tap the touch sensor. And then you hit start. And you can circle through all the colors. You can even turn it off. But we want to find a nice red to match. Yeah. I think it's hilarious when people like mistake the old games, like they'll say Super Mario Land or Super Mario World, and they'll mean like the new 3D Land and 3D World, like they're the same. It's not the same. Okay, so it looks like there's only one like real red color, and it was the first one. So I'm just gonna hit start a bunch until it pops up. There we go. And I believe you just hold start and select again, and you're back to the start. I don't know if that was on screen like at all. Yeah, it was a little bit, but not really in focus, it looks like. Awesome. But let's put the logo back up here. Everything is backwards. This is tough. There's my new camera, my $3,000 camera. It's like two something, but $3,000 camera, because we round up here to seem like we have more money than we do. Does not have a switch on the lens to switch it to manual focus, and it's really annoying. But because right now I'd be switching it to manual focus to hopefully get it to focus there, and it unfocused for the peel, and the peel was not that satisfying. But that's really it. Unless you guys want to watch me play Tetris or something, that's really it. I guess I could this is the only Nicktoons Racing is the only Game Boy Color game I've got in here at the moment. So let's see how it looks. By the way, if you want to buy this Game Boy, it will be up for sale on my website. And if you didn't know, things are cheaper on my website than they are on Etsy. Now, why in the world does it want to focus on this Game Boy? Put it over there. But pick a tune. I don't want to. There we go. We'll be Rugrats. But I think this will go up for $200. I do sales every now and then, but $200 seems to be a fair price nowadays. Sucks, but I'm just gonna put, that's my name. Pick a racer. I thought I did. We'll pick Tommy. Let's see how well I can erase like this. Oh gosh, everything is backwards. I guess I could just literally just hold it down, and it just goes on its own. And I'm actually gonna catch up to third place without doing anything but holding down the throttle. That is really funny. I want to see if I can beat him on the straightaway. I'm just faster straight up. Wow. But I guess I will outro the video here. Did I go? I got turned around. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. if you guys did enjoy, please. Yep. I will see you later, Scottic. Scottic. I just merged your your first and last name. But I'm glad you were here for the stream. But if you guys did enjoy, you can't listen to Brittany because I don't have a way to pull her up right now. Actually, I do. It's a lie. Let's pull up. Oh, can't see her. But if you guys are new here, please. Oh god, I just messed up my border there. I'm just trying to move things around on my desk or my desktop, but please subscribe if you're new here. Trying to hit more subscribers. I don't really have a goal right now. 25k soon, but have a great day. Carlsland Otaku. I think I said that right, but that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know what else to say. I don't know why I'm spacing on my outro that I just know by heart, but I will see you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Snap doesn't work as well because it doesn't just immediately cut, but